Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Xtremetarot, where we do moon readings and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a zodiac reading for the sign of Pisces. We are checking in with your guides to see what message you most need right now. So the card that we had pre-shuffled here is number 44, the Earth Goddess. It says, love who you are there. Love who you are. Okay, I find this interesting because 44 is a master number. It's also the number 4 is about stability, groundedness, foundations, and things like that. Interesting too, because we are in Virgo season and that Virgo new moon is coming up soon. So that's the next moon on the horizon. I also think Virgo is like the exact opposite of Pisces, and it's like its opposite sign, like the Virgo Pisces axis. So it could be something, even if that's not like your axis, like your north node and your south node here, like a Virgo Pisces axis. I feel like Virgo things could be a struggle for a Piscean personality, and Virgo earthly things are mostly related to your habits, your routine, your health, your eating habits, your exercise routine, like those little details that sort of make your life or make you successful at something, or even just overall your personality. I feel like that might be a struggle for you, or at least it is right now. It could be situational. There was like a death in the family. There was some sort of depression going on, maybe the loss of a job or like a breakup. It could be anything that sort of caused this sort of lull in activity here. I'm getting a lull in energy levels, but I'm also getting like that it's time to like spark it back up, maybe start doing a few little things that'll end up making you feel better. Hold on 1 second, let me just move this thing out of the way. So sorry. Yeah, so let's read from the book, from this Earth Goddess. But yeah, I feel like what it's saying is basically now is your guides want you to know that yes, it's good to rest and recharge and grieve if you have to, and heal and all that stuff. But I feel like there is something that you want to do. There is, even if it's just a way of being, a way you want to change yourself, some goal that you have, some relationship you want to pursue, whatever it is, there's something that you want to go after that you're leaving to a fantasy, which is exactly what this book talks about, which is, again, a very Piscean energy. I find that very interesting that that came out, because I was like, oh, when it came out, Earth Goddess, it's the opposite. But all right, you have beautiful dreams. This is the spiritual guidance. But look, I'm going to read the whole thing in a reading. To live the dream, we have to surrender the fantasy. This can be painful. It feels like the end, when in fact it's the beginning. Once the pain passes, there is the joy of what we have yearned for coming to life. It may not be as perfect as the fantasy, but it will be real, and it can nourish us. We can build our appetite for life with dreams, but we cannot be fed by them. The soul requires real life experience to become fully alive, to have experiences and grow. There's a fantasy that wants to become reality for you. Don't let a few gritty moments or human imperfections prevent you from experiencing the joy of heaven on earth. So maybe it's something that you have more power in the situation than you realize that you can make happen, but you're like a little too comfortable just fantasizing. That's what that card was talking about. Again, a very Piscean quality. So that's something to think about too. Is there something that you dream or you fantasize about? Maybe you want to start your own YouTube channel and you love the idea of it, but to actually start filming yourself, like you can't, you just like to daydream about it or something like that. A relationship, you want to ask out somebody, but you're just too afraid, so you prefer to just daydream about them, because if they say yes, then it will make it real or something like that. So I think there's some sort of situation like that. This is the spiritual guidance. You have beautiful dreams and wonderful visions of what life could be. It is not enough to imagine them. You want to live them. This is exactly how you are meant to feel. For that to happen, you must practice feeling grounded, taking practical earthly steps one at a time to bring your dreams to life. The universe will send so much help your way, but you are the one that must take the steps. Spirit cannot do that for you. Even if you are not sure how your biggest, boldest dreams can come together, you can still ask yourself, what is it that I can do now? Sometimes it will be an obvious action that you can take, and sometimes you will need to pray and meditate and ask for the way forward to be shown. When you can do something, do it. When you cannot, rest and wait for your intuition to nudge you when the time is right to take action. Remember, you are an earth goddess or god. You have the power to manifest your visions, to bring your beautiful ideas to life in the world. This is what you are here to do. Remember to love yourself enough to recognize your creative power. Yeah, you have more power than you realize, and use it joyfully each day. So yeah, we got to start maybe taking some practical steps. And say you want to ask somebody out, but you're too afraid. You're like, oh, like, what would they see in me? Like, do things to make yourself feel good first. You know, maybe it's not the right time to actually cold call them and be like, hey, but maybe it's a good time to start working on the things that make you feel insecure about yourself. Your weight, like we were talking about with Virgo, your eating habits and things like that. And again, it's not so much, I was just talking about this with my sister the other day, and she was saying how, like, when she first started working out again, and now she's been doing it for a while, she's on a routine. She's a Virgo also. But she was saying that even when she hadn't lost weight after like a couple weeks or like 2 weeks or something, or she hadn't really seen a dramatic difference in her body, she felt just so much better about herself because she knew she was like doing healthy things for herself. It's just, and then probably the weight started falling off because that's how manifesting works, but okay. But right, again, like she was like complaining that she wanted to lose weight and she'd do something about it for so long. And it's like, you know, spirit can't, like, you know, your spirit guides can't like jump in your body and like jump on the treadmill. Like, it's like you have to do it yourself. And then you'll start to see results, even if those results are just that you feel better about yourself. So that's what spirit really wants you to know. So let's see what else is going on here. I just have a bunch of decks. We're gonna just see what do Pisces guides, what advice do they have for Pisces right now? What do they think Pisces needs to hear right now? Look what I just cut to. Your dreams need a practical plan. That's kind of cray. But what does Pisces most need to hear right now? A time for healing. Interesting. Okay, so I think you are coming out of this time of healing. I know this is on the bottom. The answers you need are coming in reverse. So I feel like that's saying that there isn't really, like what this card was talking about, if there really isn't a clear answer on the horizon, take the time to heal and rest. And healing, a lot of times we think about just like laying around, but I think practicing those little self-care routines is a way of healing too. I classify it like that too. And I don't mean just self-care like doing your, like painting your toes or something like that. I mean like taking care of yourself, like doing the things you should be doing, like eating your vegetables is self-care, like working out is self-care, cleaning up after yourself and keeping your space nice is self-care. All those other fun stuff is self-care too. Those are more like, you know, having a spa night for yourself, or wearing a face mask and doing all kinds of cute, like fun stuff, taking like a salt bath, maybe look into energy healing. If you've been feeling like heavy, like you can't move forward, or look into Reiki Rachel. Oh my God, love her so much. She has a lot of Reiki healings for if you have like a lack mentality, which maybe that's what's going on here. You don't feel like you're worthy of your dream. So maybe look into the source of why you feel unworthy and try to heal it right at the core. Whether, you know, start some sort of like meditation routine or some sort of like affirmations. It could be spiritual. It could be, but I'm more so getting like health routines, daily habits, things like that. It's just going to make you like feel better about yourself. What else does not Virgo, I keep wanting to say Virgo because I am getting this Virgo energy here, but it's just that time, it's that season. Wait, what else does Pisces? Okay, that's two. I don't want to get two, but we'll see. Milk and honey, a change in the wind. Okay, what does Pisces guides want them to know right now? Treasure Island. Okay, so, and no place like home. So I feel like this might be, I feel like almost like there might be a lot of time like at home, like right now. There might be, is indicated. I'm getting like hermit energy with this number 9, where it'll almost seem like counterproductive, like you're not really moving towards your goals. You're moving away by like almost stepping back in order to like build this foundation, if that makes sense, instead of like charging forward. Let's take an example of, I don't know, you want to start your own YouTube channel, just because I already said that one and I know how to do that too, so I could talk about it realistically. Let's say you want to like just start recording today, but Spirit might say, like before you like throw everything into that, like why don't we take a step back and like plan out a few videos and do our research and try to like play with your setup and how you're gonna, you know, what topics are you gonna talk about? What's your niche? Is that how you say it? Niche. You know, make sure you're not filming yourself in kind of like a disorganized, cluttered apartment. Make sure everything looks nice in there. So you're starting from like a good base, you know, a good set point here. It'll almost like seem counterproductive because it might seem like it's better just to like jump into it and start filming yourself, for example. But it might end up just being a flop. And even if it is a flop, that doesn't mean necessarily like no one's usually successful with the first video that they post, but your self-esteem might not be able to handle it at that point because you're not really thinking that you're gonna succeed anyway. Whereas like with careful planning and precision, if you put a lot of work into it before you post your first video, it's like you'll just continue to keep working, that there's more of a chance, I would feel, or I would think, because you know that you've really like know what you're doing, you know your stuff, and you're like, okay, now it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of like the algorithm of YouTube or whatever it is. So it might seem counterproductive to like not just jump right in, but to more so take those meticulous little steps in order to ensure success and to know what you're doing and feel confident in what you're doing. Okay, what else? What other advice do we have? Or what is Pisces guides think Pisces needs to know right now? What do they want to say to them? Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. And then we have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So I think you are feeling a call to do something, maybe something spiritual here with this channeling and uplifting humanity here. And maybe it's almost like you see other people, the way that this card looks to me, it's like maybe you feel like you have some sort of a calling, whatever it is. The way these people are rising up, but you see that person kind of like running away, like, ooh, like maybe that's how you've sort of been. You've been trying to tell yourself like, no, like it's not like for me, like I could never do that, or I'm just kidding myself or something like that. But I feel like something about this time for healing being next to this makes me think that you may have been through some things that could help like uplift people, or maybe this is something that you want to do, like start a YouTube channel and uplift humanity here, or it doesn't have to be that, or through your writing, or through like you want to become like a Reiki practitioner, like any sort of healing. Maybe that's something that you want to do. And you feel almost like, or maybe your spirit guides are coming through to tell you like your treasure, and it's gonna sound so corny, but is like almost like inside of you and is in the experiences and the things that you're ashamed of, and almost like taking this time to cross your T's and dot your I's, get yourself out of whatever funk or lull that you're in, is gonna provide you with valuable information that might help help you to articulate it to the people that you're trying to help. I know that's like a weird message, but I'm kind of getting that, like whatever experiences you've been through that you maybe see as a drawback, or like a, what's the word, a hindrance to you, like almost like uplifting like your fears, whatever your fears are telling you here. I could never do that, I'm a loser, I could never do that, I'm a bum, I don't do anything, or just something like that. I think Spirit's saying like those particular qualities may actually be what makes you so perfect for the job, if that makes sense. Because you've been there, done that, and you know what you're talking about. I'm getting a vibe like that. So let's see what else we can get. What other messages does Pisces guides have for Pisces? Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So maybe, and look, we have this health here on the bottom. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. There's something about like taking care of your body is going to make you like just feel better overall. There's something there. But with the pride, it's making me think of like solar plexus chakra and issues like that with confidence. I feel like there is an issue of confidence here. There is an issue of feeling that you're not good enough and needing to take pride in yourself and in the things that you have accomplished. I see this as number 44, which technically would reduce to an 8 to 9. So I feel like there is a progression here. But it's more like inner work. It's more like bamboo. It's like how bamboo grows and like germinates underneath the soil and you can't even see it growing. And then all of a sudden it just like shoots up. But like it's been growing for so long underneath. But almost like this, it's reminding me of this. And then all of a sudden it like shoots up and ascends. But you don't like this fear and all these issues and this healing work that you're doing really does facilitate that growth. It just feels like nothing is happening. So it feels counterproductive, which is that Treasure Island vibe that I was getting. So I feel like there really needs to be an honest assessment of our own habits and selves here, and a willingness to see them as a good thing and almost as an asset that can help you complete whatever mission or calling or dream or plan you have, like more successfully. Okay, so let's grab some tarot and see what else we can see what's coming up for Pisces. Or we'll do like a past, present, future maybe. Let's see how it comes out. Like very recent past, just like a little timeline of like current energy, like in the very recent past, near future, and like the present. So what's going on in Pisces, recent, what's past? Talk to me, Spirit. Pisces Spirit guides, come through. We have the Six of Wands. Okay. We have Judgment. Okay. To me. Oh, that's too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's just get like one at a time. Oh, okay, that one wanted to come out. We have the 5 of Swords and the Fool. Oh, this is so clear. You're afraid of ridicule or something. What else? What else does Pisces guides want Pisces to know? We have the Queen of Wands. And the Hanged Man. More Pisces energy. We have the Knight of Cups as well. Okay. So I feel like there's a lot here, especially like the recent past and the present about, well, actually the whole spread, but I feel like there's some sort of fixation on what other people think about you. The Six of Wands is all about like, if you know on the traditional Rider-Waite, he's the figure on that card is coming home on like a horse and there's a crowd of people around like staring at him, almost like, sorry, I'm just like fixing my little area here. There's a crowd of people standing there staring at him on the horse and almost like applauding. It's like a victorious image, like almost like hailing the conquering hero or something like that. But then we have Judgment here, which just brings to mind the word judgment and judgment of other people. And you see how there's all these people like walking around almost like whispering, and it's just like a vibe like that, that I feel like whatever you have planned for yourself, whether you want to ask somebody out and you feel like other people are going to be like, oh, like, even though I think this is more about a spiritual calling, but just say it's that, and you're like, oh, like, yeah, if I'm successful, I'll look so cool because I'll be dating this person. But if I'm not, everyone will be talking like, oh, what a loser. They asked this person out, or they made a move and this person didn't want to go out with them. But if it's not that and it's more of like the calling thing, same thing. Like, oh, I'm going to look like a fool if I post something and nobody even looks at it, because I'm noticing on this Six of Wands, there is nobody on the card. So maybe that's what it is. It's like, I'm going to put all this effort and work into something and no one's even going to see it, and I'm going to feel so stupid. Or like, I'm going to post about it and no one's, you know, people are going to look and see that nobody saw it. It's like, you're just afraid. There's definitely a blocking of success here by the fear of what other people think. And then coming here to the present moment with the Five of Swords and the Fool. The Fool is a very carefree energy as opposed to the Five of Swords, which is a very almost like malicious, strategic energy here. And I feel that what spirit is at, like what your spirit guides want to say is that, like, the way that the sword is pointing down is making me think that even if people have some negative opinions, it's not true what they're going to say or think about you anyway. So it's best to just take a leap and not care. And that's just like so generic, like, of a way to say it, but it's almost like, think about who is wielding the sword, for example. Like, is it somebody that you absolutely respect as a good person and value their opinions on other things besides their opinions on you? When they talk about other people that you know, for example, are you like, oh yeah, wow, they have like really good insights? Are you like, wow, that person's such a, like a two-faced whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like a two-faced person, like you don't trust their judgment anyway. You don't appreciate their point of view. So what does it matter what they think about you, basically? Jump off and do what you want to do with the Fool. That's what I feel like your spirit guides would say. Whatever's coming out of their mouth isn't based in any true, authentic critique of you, if they are even going to critique you in the first place, which may or may not happen. But or is it coming from like a petty place inside of them? And if so, who cares? Do what you got to do. And then moving on to the Queen of Wands and the Hanged Man. This is all about changing your perception of yourself. This is what your spirit guides want you to do. The way that I love this Queen of Wands, because it looks like she's looking in a mirror, which is obviously a metaphor for just like, you know, facing things about yourself. And then we have all this yellow energy, like the solar plexus, pride and shame. So I feel like there's something you're like ashamed about. You're afraid of feeling embarrassed or shamed in front of the crowd. And I feel like spirit's like, take a look at yourself. And that's more of that lack mentality that we were talking about earlier. So that's why I was saying, I think it's a good idea maybe for you to do some sort of like lack mentality meditations and just really like feel the stuff that you're ashamed about and embarrassed about, and just, you know that there probably will be some embarrassing moments. There will be times that you try something and it doesn't work out and you feel like you failed and you feel stupid for trying, but it's like, let it burn. Don't let it keep you from doing that. Like, let it burn. Remember that you're the Queen of Wands and that the Queen of Wands feels embarrassment too. And also, like, it'll help you to start seeing yourself in a different way. Like, let me look at this. Oh my God, this is kind of interesting because I didn't even notice this, but this is almost like those roots, like underneath the surface and then growing up into something else. Like, I feel like there is like a lot of growth that's going to happen underneath, and then there will maybe be like a period of rest or something, and then there'll be growth like in the spotlight or something. I'm really getting a vibe like that. I don't know if you can tell, but that's the way it like looks to me. That it might be like a twofold process here. And it's going to seem counterproductive. It's like we're going to be more so working on little habits and little routines and little, like, one belief about ourselves at a time that isn't true. One embarrassing moment that told us a story about ourselves that isn't true. Just like little by little as we work through all these little things here. I really feel like that. So let's see, what else do we want to do? Just get some advice maybe? Well, let's get some of these tea leaves and see what else. I'll get some of these under here. What else does Pisces guides want to come through for them? What other messages do they have for them? We have pin, new job or career. So they're definitely rooting for you with that, I would say. But yeah, I was feeling like it was some sort of a calling or something else that you want to try. But let's see. Chair filled, someone new is entering your life. Let me just like fix this so you can see these. If it was that like relationship example, maybe it's just, oh, I think there was another one that flipped. Pineapple, reconciliation. Oh. Or you're reconciling with somebody. Okay. I also feel like Spirit wants you to like reconcile like the worst version of yourself with the best version of yourself in a way. We have Scissors, disappointment in some affair. Yeah, I feel like there is going to be a few disappointments, but Spirit's like these are only serve to strengthen you. Your spirit guides want you to know. Target, a goal-oriented person. Yes, but you need to stay on target and work with these disappointments and let them like cut away your baggage. I know that's like whenever these disappointments come, it's almost like with this pin, they're gonna like stick you and trigger you. There's a target, there's scissors. I'm thinking of like something hitting you where it hurts almost, and it's gonna like come out and trigger you. But it's gonna, if you keep to your goals here, like I feel like you're really gonna get somewhere. It's just gonna be a lot of like progress that feels counterproductive. Quill, get back to the basics. Yes, that's exactly what this reading is about, getting back to the basics. So I feel like this is kind of just confirming. And with the reconciliation under this Five of Swords, I don't even know if this would necessarily be a happy reconciliation. This might be a reconciliation with somebody that triggers you in a negative way, like that. I don't know how to explain it. Like you run into somebody that used to be like mean to you, or an ex, or maybe just memories of these people are coming up, and the ridicule, like remembering past ridicule is keeping you from trying to do anything now in the future. It's like something like that. So just be aware of that. And just tell yourself that you're not the same person that you were back then. Whether you did things that you're not proud of or acted in ways that you weren't proud of. That's the same thing. I don't know why I said that twice like that. Like that was two different things, because it's not. But or you just got played out and you like felt like you looked stupid in front of people and you were made fun of, like whatever it is, just know that like you've grown and you've changed, and this someone new entering your life could just be the perception of yourself here, because I feel like that's what I'm getting from this Queen of Wands and the Hanged Man. So what advice does Pisces most need right now? Why does life feel like a contest of who has the least feelings? When do we decide we'd rather be robots? And I feel like that was what I was talking about with that. You have to just feel it, feel the burn, and work with it. Don't be afraid of it. Oh, look, feelings are so important. Make feeling good your #1 priority and watch your life change. And sometimes in order to make ourselves feel good, we have to let go of the things that make us feel bad and work through them. And that's what I feel like Spirit wants you to do. Don't be afraid to make a fuss if someone is violating you in any way. You got to stand up for yourself sometimes. Like you got to set boundaries with people, and maybe that's another thing that's going to happen, or these people are going to be coming back into your life in order for you to make a different decision this time, and maybe some former situations from the past are going to play out in a new dynamic now, to just for yourself to see that you handle them differently and that you have grown. And it might feel like a punishment. Why is this happening again? But just the way that you handle it, through the way that you handle it, you're going to see that how much you've changed and grown as a person. Pray to be as pretty on the outside as you are on the inside. It keeps you accountable. I feel like Spirit is saying, like, this is more like that bamboo thing where it's like work on the inside first. Worry about the kind of person you are on the inside and the things you're doing on the inside or something like that. And then you're going to see the outer circumstances change. Forgive yourself. It's hard to see things clearly when emotions are involved. And every time you judge someone else, you reveal an unhealed part of you. So a lot of times, especially if we have been heavily criticized or made fun of or things like that, we sort of take all that in, become our own biggest critic, and then start to push it out on other people because we don't want to be the target. Oh yeah, target. We don't want to be the target anymore. So like, maybe we have the Judgment card here too. So maybe if you have been being a little bit harsh about other people, it's most likely just because you're like feeling insecure about yourself. And I think that's why this is saying forgive yourself, because maybe you're not that type of a person. Usually, you know that on the inside you are. Like every time, for instance, if you're talking bad about somebody, you feel a little squirm of uncomfortability because it's not you. You know what I mean? So forgive yourself and then just try to turn over a new leaf, okay? Focus less on how others feel about you and focus on how you feel about yourself. And if you start not caring what other people think about you, the judgments will sort of ebb away too, because you won't really care if they're judging you and you won't feel a need to judge them in return in order to protect yourself. So, all right, I hope that reading resonated. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one, okay? Bye.